Hey everyone, welcome to another webinar from Gupshup. In this webinar, we'll talk about building conversational bot with Gupshup's Flowbot Builder. Right, so let's get started. My name is Shreyans Parshakirti and I'm a developer evangelist at Gupshup. That's my Twitter right there if you want to follow me. Today's agenda will go through an introduction of the Flowbot Builder. We'll talk about the features it has. We'll do a lengthy demo to showcase all the features, and we'll also talk about a few upcoming new features into the Flowbot Builder. Now, a little bit about Gupshup. So we at Gupshup has different tools for developers, for non-developers, and also small businesses. So we have an ID bot builder, and our last webinar was about building bot on using our ID bot builder and the scripting tool. And in this webinar, we are going to cover up our Flowbot builder. We also have a template bot builder. You can check that out on our website. And all these things are actually tied to our scripting tool, which is based on our own in-house NLP framework. So Flowbot builder, again, it's all in the cloud. So you have a easy UI to use, so where you can actually, using the UI, you can add scripts to the bot, you can create flows, you can choose users input, you can choose what the bot has to send out. It supports rich media. That means you can actually send images, audio, video files to the users. It supports structured messages, like you can add quick replies, you can add a carousel, if you will. It has a tree view for better representation. That means if you are creating a flow, you have the complete, it's in a tree view where you can actually look at how the flow is moving along, and you will have an understanding about your flow so that you can change it at any given point of time or add something to it. Right, it has an integrated chat widget for testing, so you can, without even deploying the complete flow into the production server, you can test it out using the testing tool, and then you can go ahead and publish it or deploy it on the server and then publish it on Facebook Messenger or so on. It has also a seamless integration with the Gupshup's IDE. Like now, once you have created the flow, you would definitely want to add some API integration or add some database integration. Then you can switch from Flowbot builder to the ID bot builder and then carry out those those tasks. So without taking up more time on the presentation, I'm sorry, let's go ahead directly into the demo, right, of the Flowbot builder. So this is the Gupshup website, gupshup.io. You can log in using GitHub or Facebook, and you will get a developer ID. So once you're logged in, you can go to My Bot section. Yeah, once you're in the My Bot section, you can click on this Create button to create a bot. And let's name this bot as Webinar Demo Bot. And let's say for the webinar. Now you can see there are a lot of options, like code your bot is for the ID bot builder, and then coding templates and linking your bot, but we are going to focus on Flowbot builder. So I selected Flowbot builder, and then I'll just do is create the bot. So once your bot is created, you can see it here. Now let me just quickly go through this this UI. So status of the bot I just created said deployment, because I haven't I just am starting up and I haven't deployed it on a server or have published it on a messaging channel. Otherwise you would see it as deployed or published. Development mode says new flow because it's a new Flowbot builder which we have. As I told you, you can switch from Flowbot builder to ID bot builder to add have database access and everything, but the regular logs access you'll have, and then you have publish section. So let's get directly into the Flowbot builder. You can click on that new flow and it will take you to this. So it takes some time to set up the bot because it does a lot of things before setting up your project. So just give this some time. Yeah. All right. So this is your default flow, which is already provided, and this is the UI of the Flowbot builder. Let me quickly explain you the UI first. So this script designer here is where you can actually, edit your script. Like you can select this, and whatever in the tree view you have, the tree view shows the flow. Whatever you have, once you click on one element or one node, it will show you the script associated and the script above it, and you can go ahead and edit it, or you can go ahead and delete it to make changes, right? I told you this tree view shows the flow of the bot, and you can also click on this full tree view to look at the complete bot as well. So let me just close that. All right. Then on the left hand side, you have this menu options. So you can return back to dashboard. You can click on this to switch to IDE. As I told you, you can go to IDE for API integration, etc. You can deploy your bot. Once you click on this, it will deploy this complete bot into the production server that we have. You can then click on this to test it using Gupshup proxy bot. We'll do it later once we start adding some content into this. You can click on this to publish two channels. One thing I missed to mention that this is one click publish to Facebook Messenger. So you just have to add your Facebook page and it will publish it. Then bot configuration, we'll talk about this at the later stage, but it has a couple of options. Then you also have a small talk module where you can add small talks to the bot, right? Then let's get started by, I'm just going to show you, and this one here, talk to your bot, is where you can test your bot. So let's just test the default code. I'm just going to start this. So it will start the local server and it'll pop up the testing window right here. And as you can see, it sends user the message that we have in the bot, like welcome to bots world. How would you like to inquire or transact? That's what we had in our script, right? So let's go ahead and delete this default thing. What we are going to do is look at all these features and how to do things by developing a small kind of online store, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edit this message because I want to say to the user as welcome to my store. That's it. And then I'm going to send one more message. Now I can choose between carousel or a quick reply, or I can even send an image like a smiley, but we'll not send a smiley right now. We'll send it at the later stage. So now let's go ahead and create a quick reply where, let's say, what would you like to buy? Sorry, to buy, right? Well, and let's say I have like shoes and I have like watches, right? So once I'm done, you will see that I have created two buttons for this quick reply, and that's why you have like two user, intents here, two user states here, in fact. So right, so for these two, now I can go ahead and add the bot response. That means whenever user clicks on shoes, bot will respond with whatever we are going to write now, and whenever user clicks on watches, that will define again. So let's go to shoes and let's add one more quick reply, like for example, let's ask him which brand he wants to buy. uh, which brand, and I'm going to just say I have like Nike, and here I have Puma, and I'm done, right? So let's say I have those two brands at my store. So once again, once I create a quick reply, the number of buttons I create, the number of user states that will be added to these, right? All right, so now for watches, let's go ahead and add a quick reply saying asking for whom, let's say for right, I'll create that. So this way I can go ahead and send the response to the user whenever he clicks on shoes. This response, the quick reply like which brand, would be sent. So let's go ahead and test out whatever so far whatever we have created. So you have welcome to my store. What would you like to buy? Shoes or watches? Let's click on shoes, and you can see you have Nike or Puma, right? So you can even add a bag, but now there's no way for me to go back for now to select watches if I have already entered the shoe flow. So for that there's an option of branching that we call. So we'll go to the topmost quick reply, and we'll not add something in the button of the quick reply, but we can just click on user says, and let's just say start over, or even if someone says menu, right? And so this is like adding variation to this. So if user says either menu or start over, the bot will identify that as the user intent. So once I'm done, now we have a very good feature of something called linking in the Flowbot builder, because because uh, so you want to do few things over and over again, and you wouldn't want to write the complete welcome to my store or this quick reply again. So hold on, there is a question here from someone. But I can see a few questions coming in, guys. I'll take the questions at the end. Okay. All right. So let me just. All right. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this state with the bot state which we have, the quick reply that we have, right? If someone says start over or menu, he will be taken to this. What would you like to buy? So let's go ahead, click. Okay, once click on this link and click on select node. Once you do that, you'll see this pop up where this will be the node which you're trying to link will be circled in orange. So I'm trying to link this quick reply, so I will select the node above it. So this is how the Flowbot builder is designed. If someone says start over and you want to send this quick reply, then you will have to select the node above him, and it will be depicted in this blue circle, dotted circle. So once I'll click on done, and I'll click here done. So you can see it will be marked with this dotted blue line that you have linked this user state with this bot state. So yeah, so if I go here, let's test this out. So if I go here and without even clicking anything, I'm just going to say menu, and it will say what would you like to buy again, right? Cool. Now there's another case where user might be at this instant where it is trying to he is already entered shoes flow, and he's at this which brand, he's at this quick reply where we are showing him a message like which brand, and he would like to start over. Now if I go ahead and do that, you will see that I'm going to get an error saying sorry, I couldn't understand that something. So let's just say menu, and it says sorry, I didn't understand that, because the way Flowbot builder works is uh, it goes down the tree, right? So the bot is at this state, the shoe state, and it has this quick reply. So the state of the bot is here, and it can only transverse towards its child at towards the bottom, right? So in order to make the bot go to the top and search for start over in the topmost user states, we have an option called fallback matcher, which you have to check. So if I go ahead and check this thing, what this does is it will enable the Flowbot builder to go whenever whenever it is not able to match any intent in one of the flow, it will go to the topmost level of the flow, topmost level of the flow, and it will try to match user's query with it. So let's go ahead and test this out if this works. So let's go ahead and say shoes. Now we are under shoes like last time, but this time let's just say menu, and it will go on to the top and run that flow that we have created, right? So that is about fallback matcher and how it works, right? So now we have created this much. So let's go ahead and create a carousel for our shoes. So we have Nike shoes and Puma shoes. So let's go ahead and add some carousel to display those options to the user. So I'll select carousel. Oops, I'm sorry. This should not happen. All right. Let me just get rid of this. This is something related to my browser. Let me just quickly refresh this. Not sure why, but yeah, sometime my browser does that. I'm sorry for this. Yeah, we're back. So let's select Nike, bots, select the carousel. Yeah. So now you can add a title and image, subtitle and buttons to carousel. So let's say Nike shoes 1 because I'm just going to do that. Now you can add image from your device. So if you're using a laptop, you can add image from that and it will be hosted on our servers. Or you can, if you have already hosted image, you can use it. So I have already picked few images here. So I'm going to copy the link of this Nike shoe here and click on add. And this is how it will look. So it has an image preview. I'll just go ahead and say add. It will show this way, and for subtitle I can just say USD instead of USD, let's say $100, right? And in the button, let's say buy, and we'll have a view details option. But view detail, we are going to make it a link. So I'm just going to point this to our Gupshup server for now. But you can choose any URL of your choice. So I'm just going to do that. And we have a buy button, we have the image, we have subtitle, title. Now this is one element of the carousel. I can continue adding 9 more because 10 is the limit. So I'm going to say Nike shoe 2, and I have another image here. Let me just copy paste, and I'll just add this in the preview and say $120, and again buy button and like view details, and view details once again I'm going to make it an URL so that it navigates to the browser for viewing details. And for now I'm just going to say gupshup.io. Yeah, so with these 2 elements I'm done for shoes for Nike. So I'm just going to say done. Now if you look at this catalog that we created in the Flowbot builder, we are calling it catalog, but this is the carousel. So since we have added 4 buttons all together, you can see that there are 4 different states to it, right? So for view details, you need not worry about adding a bot response, but for these, like if someone clicks on buy, you have to send a bot response. So let's go ahead and send a text message saying thanks for shopping. We will deliver the product in 2 working days. So oops, and I'm done. So plus I also want to send it now. I also want to send a smiley along with that. So I'll just go ahead and click on an image. Now I'm going to show you how you can add it from your device. So I'm just going to select a smiley from here, and you can even crop it if you like, so, or else you can just select the whole thing and click on upload, and this will be uploaded and done, right? So for now, this much. Now let's go ahead and test out what we have built so far. So I'm going to shoes. Since I've created only for Nike for now, I have Nike shoe $1 to 100. If you want to buy, you can click on buy, or Nike shoes for this shoe for buy button. We haven't added anything, so for now, let me just click on this buy. And thanks for shopping. You'll be product will delivered, and you have the image as well. Right, so now what I'm going to do, if someone selects the other shoe, I'm going to send him the same message. So I'm just going to, link it. I have to link it to a node above the node states that I want to send to the user. So I'm just going to link it to this one. That's it, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and quickly add these as well. So if someone says Puma, let's say Puma shoes one. I have the Puma shoes, copy, select, add. Let's just say $1.99 and a buy button here, and a few details, and the link https gupshup.io, right? And let's just add one for now in this. Now, in this case as well, if someone say clicks on buy, I want to send him that we will deliver the same message, the delivery message and the smiley. So I'm again from here, I'm going to link it to the state where I have defined it, so that I don't have to add this repetitively, right? Yeah. Now this is how you link. We talked about fallback matcher. We talked about branching, right? Yeah, so now once we have created this much, let's go ahead, and test it out in Facebook Messenger. So for that, I need to actually deploy this. Yeah, it's deployed, so I can click on this. Okay, I think it's taking some time to deploy. Yeah, deployment successfully. Now we got the message, so I'm going to now test this out. So this will open the Gupshup proxy bot on Messenger along with, the proxy command for this bot, which is called our webinar demo. So it says bot map successfully. Welcome to my store. What would you like to buy? If I click on shoes, it will say which brand, Nike or Puma. If I click on Nike, it will give me those options like Nike shoes. It's still loading. Yeah, and or this, and I can go ahead and say buy. Thanks for shopping, will be delivered within 2 days, and then it will also send me the smiley, right? So this much what we have coded, we can go ahead and test it here. So now we have done that. Now what if someone say like at the end, who are you? So we haven't added these functionality or something into that, right? It says, sorry, I don't understand. So for these kind of small talks, you have this small talk module, which you can utilize. For example, if someone says hi, you can, say hello there. You can also add variations. If you think bot is not able to respond, so you can say variations like hello, hola. If someone says hola in Spanish, and they will get this response. And you can also add more, like who are you, right? So bot will send a response saying I am shopping bot, right? And you can also add variations to it, like if someone types, shorthand, you can also add variation like this, or who are you? You can add variations like this, and you can say done. Once you do that, let's test it out. So I haven't deployed it, so I cannot test it in Facebook Messenger. So every time you make major code changes, you can go ahead and deploy it in Facebook Messenger. But for local testing, I would recommend using the web widget. So let's say we are at this point, which brand, and user suddenly says, "Who are you?" And the bot will respond back with, "I am shopping." Now the state of this bot, the flow bot builder actually, manages the state of the interaction. So right now the main interaction is going on is which brand user wants to buy, and he suddenly threw a small talk there. So if I go ahead and say Nike again, it is going to show me the Nike options, because the Flowbot builder maintains the state of the major script. Anything small talk is stateless. So user at any point of time can query like hi, say hi or something. But if I go ahead and click on buy, it will, thanks for shopping, you will do this, right? So let me just go say start over, and it'll start over, right? So that is how you can add the small talk, right? Now, I said I'll talk about this bot configuration. So as I told you, this our Flowbot builder is also is also connected to the NLP framework that we have. So there is something called threshold which you can set. So our NLP engine works where intent mapping happens, and a score is provided by the NLP engine, and that score is between 0 to 1. So you can select like any of the options between 0 to 1. So by default it is 0.2, but in your case, if you're say you're building a FAQ bot using this, and you want to increase the accuracy of the bot, you may want to increase the threshold, so that you have trained all the variations and everything in the Flowbot builder, right? So I'm just going to keep this where it was. And the fallback message, like you saw, it says sorry, I didn't understand, right? So you can change this message like I am still learning, and that's it. Then you have Google Analytics. So if you can add the Google Analytics tracking ID here, and you will be able to track your bot analytics there. And then there's a debugger specific for to add few logs for few specific scripts in this Flowbot builder. So you can turn this on, and everything will be visible in log section, right? So let me just say done, because I've changed this fallback message. So I'm just going to say done, and let's test that out. So let's say shoes, and now I'll just say Titan, for example, and it'll say I am still learning, because the intent didn't match to Nike or Puma that we had configured, right? So it says I'm still learning. Now one advantage of this is that you can also, let me just open this, so you can also add some the starting quick reply that we have, like shoes or watches, into this. So I'm just going to close this. So you can go to document section and see so for that you have to add the JSON required. You can select what's the JSON for quick reply for Facebook, and use that JSON in the in that fallback message. So for example, this is a quick reply. So I'm just going to just paste it in JSON length, just to edit it and check if everything okay. So I'm just going to say, what was our first message? So our first message was, what would you like to buy? And let's just say that. And in options, let's change it to shoes and watches, right? And delete all of these. Let's just validate to be sure that the JSON is correct. and we'll go back and add this, right, and say done. Correct. So bot configuration is done. Let's go ahead and start this. So we haven't gone to watches. Let's just say for man or woman, or we can say, why should I tell you? Let's just randomly say something, and it will just like, what would you like to buy? And I can add a message at the start like, I'm still learning, but what would you like to buy? And then I can continue adding shoes. So we haven't completed this, so let me just quickly, add few messages like for uh, searching in men's collection, so that the flow is complete. You just not leave it hanging. And here, searching in women's collection. Right? And let's just again test this out quickly. Say watches for man, for woman. The interesting thing is I can also say for my wife, and it picks up that wife is a woman, and it says searching in women's collection, right? So that's how it is actually tied to that with the NLP framework as well. So yeah, so we have looked at small talk, we have looked at bot configuration, we have looked everything. So let me just quickly deploy whatever code, whatever changes we made to this. Yeah. Now, one way I told you that you can edit the, edit this by adding something towards the end of the node. What if you would like to, add something in the middle of the script, right? So there's a feature of drag and drop. So for example, in watches, I have this uh, here, right? So if someone says buy for Nike shoe, I would like to ask him for the size he's looking for. So what I can do is I can just select this, thanks for shopping, and drag it. So if once I start dragging, you can see these all green boxes. These green boxes are indication that you can put these two nodes at those boxes. So I'm just going to quickly put it here. So now I put that thanks for shopping and thanks under for woman, and then I'm just going to add a quick reply here saying what size, and let's just give it number like 6 or 7, just for testing purpose. And we are going to say we are going to pick this up, thanks for shopping, and put it under back to 6. And for 7, I'm just going to link it back to 6, so that anyone selects 7, it gives the same message. Now these linkings are still intact, right? You can see these. So let's see a full view of the bot. So this is how our bot looks like for now. And if I go ahead and test this out, like our new in addition to the bot. So I'm going to click shoes, Nike, and let's just say buy, and it'll ask for me what size, and let's select 7, and thanks for shopping. We'll get back to you. So this is how you can actually edit in the middle of the script. So you can drag it from any point and put it on the boxes which are in the screen, kind of green box, right? Now that being said, I told you can also switch to IDs. So let me just open it up and show you. Now, if you want to know about how this ID work and how you can add API integration to it, we have done, as I told you, we have already done a webinar on that. So look at gupshup.io/webinar page and you can find that. Let me quickly show you that. So this is our webinar page where we keep updating any upcoming new webinars, as well as the older ones are there with the video of it. So show you. So you can go through this building conversational bot with Gupshup's new scripting tool, and you have where I have demoed how to make API calls in the IDE bot builder, etc. So yeah, this is your ID. This is your IDE bot builder. These are some old files of mine which are already open. Let me just close them. And if I have to show you this, so this much code is already written. This much script is already written by you just by doing using the UI element. So you don't have to waste your time in coding at all, right? If you want to look for documentation for Flowbot Builder, it's right there in the docs section. We have all the documentation and everything, right? Now, yeah, so that's it for the demo. So let me just talk about few things which are upcoming. So we are coming up with something called bot flows in the Flowbot Builder. Now you have seen that if you start creating multiple flows like 7-8 flows, we only had shoes and watches, so it was okay to have that much. But if you start really creating a big bot with that, things tend to have the tree structure becomes very huge. So if you have bot flows where you can define different flows separately and add it to the main flow, it becomes really easy. So that is something we are coming off. Also, we are coming up where you can turn off the small talk, right? So for example, in our bot code, right? So for example here, for women, I was searching for women, and below this, if I add some intent of user, what happens is the NLP engine usually tries to map it do exact match. But if there is the small talk is created, then it try to map it with small talk as well. And in cases like where you want to do a lead generation thing, in the bot where you want to ask for email address or something, and the email address is something which can differ from person to person, and it's something NLP engine cannot validate. So if you don't turn off the small talk, the NLP engine will still try to validate it if it is only one, even if it is only one state. For example, here user may, let's just say shreyans@gupshup.io, right? And this is what user enters. For example, here instead of searching for women, I'm just going to say, what is your email? That, so if you whatever user enters after that, I want to accept that. So if I don't do that, I'm going to miss out on the email address, right? So I cannot do that unless I turn off the small talk, because NLP is then going to say that if user enters instead of Shreyans, it enters like amit@gupshup.io, then it is going to fail. So for that, you need to turn off the small talk. So that is also something we are coming up with, right? One more thing, the use of bot flows. So look at this. This is a bot I created using our Flowbot Builder. It's pretty extensive bot, and thanks to Flowbot Builder that I was able to create a very huge bot without writing code. So yeah, this kind of structure will be solved if we have the bot flow. So we will do another webinar. So stay tuned. We'll do another webinar with the upcoming features as well. Let me just open this question. Oh, all right. I missed out one part, like the publishing part. I'm really sorry. So you can click on this publishing, and it will take you to the publishing tab. And as I mentioned that Flowbot Builder for Facebook Messenger is a one-click publish. So you can go to Facebook Messenger, click on this, and since my Facebook is already authenticated with this, it is going to allow me to select any Facebook page that I want to publish this bot to, and I can select that and publish. So I'll just go to date bot, my date bot. Okay, this is not my date bot. Let's try, I guess this one. Yeah, this one is my date bot. So let's just say menu here. because I've already been publishing few bots into this and been tracking. I don't have the get started button. So welcome to my store. What would you like to do? Let's click on shoes. It says Nike or Puma. I'll say, would you like to buy Nike? Or if I say I would like to buy this shoe, thanks for shopping. Yeah, it didn't show me the size one because I forgot to deploy the script with the size. So if I deploy it, it will again show me that. Right. So yeah, that's it for the webinar. And there's one question. I'm going to take that. Just give me 1 second. For instance, trigger an action and window and vice versa. And user press a button in the bar. I would like to send a call back to my website. He's talking about sending a call back to the website to change the UI based on a button click in the bot. Well, that is possible, but that is not through the flow bot builder, but through the ID bot builder, you can definitely do that, right? So if you want, if you want to discuss this further as to how you can do with ID bot builder, you can actually send us an email on developer@gupshup.io, me at developer@gupshup.io, and we can have a discussion further. Any other questions? Yep, I see there is there's no more questions. So yeah, well, thank you guys for joining the webinar. I'll also send out a recording